Hey, welcome back to Limitless TV. Can you afford to pay tithing? Hey friends, Stephen Michael Miller here. And the question is, can I afford to pay tithing? Well, my question for you is, can you really afford not to pay tithing? And I'm gonna tackle this from a little bit of a different angle, right? I don't want to get all religious on you. I do believe that tithing is a true principle. It's one that we should do. And really what it does is it ties into the law of sacrifice. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Before I get to the law of sacrifice, though, I want to talk about the Dead Sea and the Red Sea. You're probably asking yourself, what do these two seas have to do with whether or not I should be able to afford or can afford to pay tithing? Well, I'm gonna explain this right now. The Dead Sea, if you understand what the Dead Sea is, the Dead Sea has this inlet, right? There is water that flows into the Dead Sea, and then what happens is that water sits there and stagnates. Literally, there is little to no life in the Dead Sea. Water coming in, and it's trapped in this big, depository, right? It's just trapped there, moves nowhere. And because of that, there's almost no plant life, there's almost no animal life, and it sits there, it stinks, it stagnates. Now, on the other hand, you've got the Red Sea. And if you've ever studied the Red Sea's got this flow in, right? It's got this inlet, and so the water comes in, things flow into it, and then it also has an outlet, right? And because of that outlet, it's provided a space where animals flourish, plant life flourishes. It's beautiful, it's amazing, and you've got this flow, right? In our financial lives, in order to be able to afford more, we have to give more. This is that law of sacrifice. The law of sacrifice, really simply put, is in order to receive more, you have to sacrifice. You have to give, right? You give in order to receive. You don't receive in order to give. And we often think about that counterintuitively. We often think to ourselves, well, man, if I had more, I would give more. And because of that, we stop our progression. Because we say we would give if we had, we stop the inflow because we're not willing to give, not understanding that it's actually in the giving that we open up the ability for us to receive more. This is interesting because you often will see this with people who are hoarders. I don't know if you're like me and you have a sick obsession with watching that show, Hoarders, sometimes, right? You got these individuals that they have this constant inflow, but nothing ever leaves. And because of that, what do you get? You get stagnation. You get these stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of oftentimes useless stuff that they just can't get rid of. And it holds not just their space in jeopardy, it doesn't just hold their space at bay, but their mental state oftentimes is also very stuck. They can't, life for them is at sort of a standstill. They don't invite people into their space. They can't serve other people. They're just kind of stuck in their zone and continue to accumulate. They're almost literally burying themselves in this stuff. Yet if they begin to learn to give or to even just get rid of, to make space for the new, then all of a sudden they start to clear out all of the clutter, all of the junk, and they invite those things that they want into their space. I want to offer a challenge. Actually, I want to challenge any of you out there. If you want new clothes and maybe you've been holding off on buying new clothes, maybe you've dropped some pounds or maybe you've gained some weight, whatever, but you're at a new place and you want to get new clothes. So often when we're in this fluctuation phase, we hang on. We've got these closets and they're full of things that I wore in my 20s, right? And then things that I wore in my 30s. And now I'm in my 40s and these are things that, or maybe in my 50s, whatever. So you've got these different decades of clothes that you've just never gotten rid of. And it's hard to get new because the space is just not there for it. I want you to try something. I want you to try getting rid of the clothes that you haven't worn in 10 years. Just get rid of them. I don't care if they're still good. I don't care if they still fit you. Get rid of those clothes. Go donate them to somebody that you know could actually wear them and fit them and enjoy them. Maybe donate it to a Salvation Army or something like that, right? Go out and donate those clothes. Make space, make room. And I believe that you'll be surprised that all of a sudden you'll find opportunities you'll find new things coming into your space. It may not be right away as clothes, but I've actually done this. You know, the last probably year and a half or so, I've been really focusing on my health. I've dropped 40 pounds, and I found out, I realized that I was holding on to a lot of old things that I wasn't using. And those old things, I had some of my old mentalities that were showing up for me, like, oh, I can't get rid of that, because if I get rid of that, what am I going to do? You know, I don't know. Really funny mentalities, right? So I decided, Steve, this is silly. You're not using that stuff anymore. Get rid of it. And as I've been getting rid of more, other opportunities have been showing up for me. I've gotten new clothes, and you know, it's not a big deal to go buy new clothes necessarily, but as I've been getting rid of the clutter, as I've given away what I was holding on to and hoarding, it's opened up a world of possibilities for me to receive more. I've seen this in business. I've seen this in relationships. Tithing is that same exact principle. If you will allow yourself to give, even when you feel like you don't have, it opens up this world of receiving. It opens up this world of opportunity and possibility. If you give of your time, if you serve others, I mean, this is not a new principle, and tithing is just one part of this, right? This is just one of those things that someone has chosen to ask about. But it's not just about the tithing. It's about being willing to give and to serve, to put ourselves out there. To give creates the opportunity to receive. If we're not willing to give, we're literally saying no thank you. We're stopping that receiving. So the question was, can I afford to pay tithing? My answer is, you cannot afford not to pay tithing, or not to give charitably, not to give of your time, not to give of yourself, not to give of your substance. You can't afford not to, because by doing so, you open up a world of opportunity and possibility that right now is probably closed off to you. So my recommendation, start giving, pay your tithing, give to charities, give of yourself, go serve somebody. And then just sit back and wait. Watch it happen. You'll see it. I've experienced this so many times. If you will give more, you will absolutely receive more. All right, I'd love to hear your thoughts on what we just did here. I'd love to hear your comments, what you think about that. Maybe what some of your goals are, or maybe what some of even your struggles are. Please put them in the comments below. We'll respond, and have a fantastic day. We'll see you next time.